Hey there, how's it going? Today is Sunday, September 22nd, 2024, currently 54 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just 12 degrees Celsius. As you can see, the weather has changed. A good day to be leaving Cappadocia. Not much to do here when it is pouring down rain. And so I am taking off. I actually didn't know about the weather change, just lucky timing. But I am checking out in 10 minutes. It is currently 10:50 in the morning. I have a flight from Nevşehir Cappadocia Airport. There are two different airports that you can fly into to access Cappadocia. I flew into Kayseri. This time I am flying out of Cappadocia, Nevşehir, direct flight to Istanbul. That flight goes into Istanbul IST airport, and then I have another flight out of SAW Istanbul airport. So the flight from here is at 1:40 this afternoon, arriving in Istanbul like around 3 p.m., a short flight. And then the one from SAW Istanbul airport is later tonight at, I think, around like 11 p.m., and so I have plenty of time to get between the airports. So I think that there is a direct shuttle bus, I'm hoping, from IST to SAW. They are like an hour apart. We'll see, I'll figure it out somehow. But either way, I have lots of time to get over to the other airport. And then late night flight tonight, that one isn't very long either. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes into Alexandria. Going back to Egypt for the third time. The first time was in 2009. I spent 3 weeks in Egypt and saw quite a bit of the country. The next time was a decade later in 2019. I only went to Cairo and saw the pyramids. That was just for a few days. So there is much more to see of Egypt. I'm going to be seeing a completely different part of the country this time along the Mediterranean coast, and then getting south down into the desert. So more about all that later. For now, it is time to munch on a random breakfast, leftover snacks here, some raspberry little tart things, pistachios, and olives, and orange juice. So shuttle bus is coming to take me to the airport in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. So here we go. It is going to be a long day of traveling. Let's do it. The journey to Alexandria. Made it to IST, Istanbul Airport. That was a stressful airport experience. I will explain later. It was a close call. So now I need to figure out how to get to Sabiha Gökçe, something like that, airport, public transport over here. So pretty sure that there is a direct bus from here straight over there, about an hour's drive. Let's figure it out. So it is currently 4:09, and the next bus to Sabiha Gökçen 5:20. So I have an hour and 10 minutes to kill here. So let's go find a comfy spot to take a seat. So I'm back inside the airport because this is where the restaurants are where you can get a beer. I had to go through security there. And for Istanbul, it is a cool city, but not going to see any of it this time. Food court up there, so let's see what's available. So the bus ticket was 258 Turkish lira, that is $7.50. And a beer, Bomonti, it is a tasty one, but airport prices. 445 Turkish lira, that is 13 bucks. And I might regret this once I get on the bus if there's no bathroom, but oh well, here goes. And so I'm going to tell the story of what happened at the airport now, because I might not get the chance before the bus ride, and I'm not going to point the camera at myself since I'm sitting in a restaurant. So enjoy the view of a random guy and a beer and a fast food doner kebab place. So yesterday I booked the shuttle from Göreme, the town there where I stayed, to the airport, and looking at the departure time and the distance to get there, then I calculated that we should leave at about 10:45. So I requested that, but she said that it would come get me at 11:15, and so I said, okay, fine, I'm sure that they know what they're doing. So the shuttle bus comes this morning on time at 11:15. The problem is that there were only a few people in the bus, and so they had to collect a whole bunch of more people. And so we drive around Göreme there for 30 minutes picking up other people, and by this point I'm getting a little bit stressed out because we're cutting the time short. My flight is at 1:40 at this point, leaving at 11:45. We're going to get there around 12:30. That is only an hour and 10 minutes before my flight. So it is a small airport, but still that's not leaving like any wiggle room. And so finally we get going out of town and do the drive to the airport and get there at 12:20. So this is an hour and 20 minutes before the departure of the flight. But there is a big long line to get into the airport through a security check, and so that takes a while. And then there's the line to check in, and then there's another long line for security to get into the gate area. And while I'm standing in that security line, I can look out the window and see the plane, and the plane starts boarding while I am still in the security line. And so that is definitely stressing me out, because if I miss this flight, man, it is going to be such a massive hassle, especially with this other flight booked and my hotel reserved tonight. And so, you know, I'm definitely sweating it. But fortunately, we get through, and I run down to the gate, and they're yelling last call as I arrive there. I get through, but that is why I always try to get to the airport earlier than I need to be, because I would much rather be sitting at the airport bored drinking a beer than sitting on a bus, in a taxi, or standing in a line super stressed out. But luckily it all worked out. And here we are at SAW, Sabiha Gökçen Airport. No, there was not a restroom on the bus, and yes, I gotta go. It is busy. And I am in, all through security, customs baggage dropped. It is currently 7:20. My flight is at 11:35. I have 4 hours and 15 minutes until takeoff. So better early than late. Okay. I'm getting a little hungry. Feeling like maybe a glass of wine. Let's poke around. This is definitely an older, less fancy airport than the IST, main Istanbul airport, but still, lots going on, plenty of choices. Let's find a spot to chillax. Question is, what kind of food? Last night I had Indian food for a change, and it was really good, as it generally is. But let's see what the options are. So, this is like a doner kebab place, I guess. Pizza, Burger King, Starbucks. Not interested in any of those. Popeyes, Popeyes is actually decent. See what else? Brasserie. Big Chefs. So they have lots of salads, salmon, quinoa tabbouleh, some sort of a pita thing, falafel bowls, street food, pasta, burgers. Burger sounds good actually. Wow, expensive. Close to 30 bucks. Oh my god. Pizza, pasta, chicken, hot bowls, chicken with curry, chicken with barbecue chicken, meatballs. Man, high prices. Oh my god, that's like $40 or something? Seafood, vegan. Alright, let's keep on looking. Is ready for. And went for another $13 bottle of beer, which is cheaper than a tiny bottle of wine that was 20 bucks. So at least it's a good one. Going to hang here, use the internet, and then go find some food in a little bit. So I'm going for a burger here at the Big Chef's restaurant, even though it is absurdly expensive. It is 930 Turkish lira, that is 27 bucks for a burger and fries, but it is what it is. That is the airport food and beverage experience. So I have a Turkish lira left, and I hadn't counted how much I had left. It turns out I have 950. So it's going to be a paltry 20 lira tip, unfortunately, which is like 75 cents, but at least I have enough in cash and I can get rid of it instead of having to change it at the airport. So anyway, looking forward to this burger. And it's burger time. It'll do the trick. I'm sure the food will get cheaper very soon in Egypt. Just a few hours till I'm there. And here we go. Next stop, Egypt. Hopefully everything goes good with the visa on arrival. And I am in my hotel room in Alexandria, or at least a little ways outside of Alexandria. So I'm going to give a quick synopsis of the entering Egypt situation. Even though I'm totally wiped out, it is now 3:20 in the morning. But just want to recap like the visa and stuff like that. So the flight went smooth, left on time, 2-hour flight direct to Alexandria Airport here on the Mediterranean Sea. So Alexandria is the second largest city of Egypt, about 2.5 hours away from Cairo, the largest city and capital of Egypt. So landed and got into the visa and customs arrival area. So U.S. citizens and many others can get visa on arrival. So there were a couple of lines there to get the visa. It was $25. I paid in US dollars, and they give you the sticker. It was super easy. I didn't even have to fill out like a form or anything to get the visa, and then head over to the customs line, wait there for showing your passport, and then they take the little sticker and actually put it in your passport, so you just have the sticker in your hand, and then they deal with that. And then there was a little form to fill out that went along with your passport there. It didn't have that much stuff to fill out, so it was pretty simple. And then I had been in touch with the hotel here for a taxi ride from the airport to the hotel here, and so I was hoping that the guy was still going to be waiting for me, since it was kind of a long waiting in the lines, etc. But I'm sure that they're used to that. And so I come out into the arrivals hall where there are the ATM machines and try to withdraw some Egyptian pounds, but for some reason the ATMs aren't working. I'm not sure if it was because I was requesting too much money or what, but it just wasn't working for some reason. And so I gave up on that and went over to a currency exchange desk. So I had paid for the visa with a $50 US bill. They gave me back $25 US change. And so I just exchanged the $25 US there into Egyptian pounds, just so I had something for the taxi, because I wasn't quite sure if I was going to pay the driver or the hotel. And so I got some cash there and then walked out of the airport, and sure enough, guy waiting there for me. That is a relief to not have to deal with taxi drivers, especially at 3 in the morning. And the guy was really nice, and then it was a 20-minute drive from there to the hotel here. And then it turned out that I paid the reception desk for the taxi drive, but I was glad that I had the cash because I wanted to give him a tip. I don't know how long he was waiting for me, but could have been a while. So I gave him 200 Egyptian pounds. Let's see, I think that should be like $4. The taxi ride was 500 pounds. That was $10. And then got checked in, and here I am. So I'm here for 2 nights. It is about a 30-minute drive outside of Alexandria, the city center. I wanted it to be a shorter drive getting from the airport to the hotel tonight, and then didn't want to have to check out tomorrow since I'm arriving so late. So I booked 2 nights here, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to stay here a couple more nights or get into the city center and stay there in order to be closer to things. But this hotel looks really nice, as you can see, but it isn't cheap. It's $72. But there are like 3 swimming pools at the property here. So I'll look around tomorrow and decide my plans after getting some sleep. So it is definitely time to crash. All right, that is it for the journey to Alexandria. Lots more coming from Incredible Egypt.